All right. As Florida is bracing for Hurricane Milton, multiple states, they are still trying to recover from Hurricane Helene. The deadly storm absolutely devastating mountain communities in western North Carolina, especially historic flooding. I mean, entire towns have been wiped out. Our very own Sara Carter has been there numerous times now on the ground in North Carolina in these areas that have been so hard hit and affected. And she joins us tonight with 5 local residents who have had their lives upended by Hurricane Helene. Sara, you can introduce everybody, and I just really have one question. I want them to respond to the president saying every need has been met, everybody is happy, and are they happy with Joe and Kamala's response to the hurricane?
What do the states in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Okay.
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need, and they're very happy across the board.
Sean, I got to tell you, I'm here in Swannanoa. You can see the devastation behind me. I just heard what President Biden said, and I can tell you this. I'm not going to tell you in my own words. I'm going to let them tell you for themselves the response from the federal government. But we had an opportunity today. We actually flew over Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, completely devastated. I don't even know if there's a word to describe what I witnessed. It's nothing short of tragic. People lost their lives. Their homes went down the river. It was actually so devastating that there was a geological shift in the river. So where the river had actually been at one point, it actually shifted to another area within the community. So an entire golf course was gone, a mini golf, restaurants toppled over, the streets were covered with debris. But there was one thing that was certain, and one thing that I saw. It was residents, it was firefighters, it was law enforcement, it was the sheriffs, it was people coming out helping one another. And here's some of those people right here. They came with us because they want the American people, Sean, to know the truth. I've got Newland Mayor here. It's Derek Roberts. I've got the coroner from Avery County who is with me, John Millen. Oh, I've got David Calder, real estate executive who lost his business. Your home, and I'll go back to you. I was able to see your business from the helicopter. It was completely demolished and sitting in the river. And Jimmy Sizemore, my gosh, you lost your entire home. It came right off the cliff, Sean. His entire home, his life's investment. It was out of the flood zone, came right off the cliff. I want to start first right here with Derek, Mayor Roberts. Talk a little bit about how you and your family experienced that night when Hurricane Helene came in. I know you were with your daughter, you were with your children. What happened?
Yeah, it turned ugly quick. It went from some rain and some wind to a tree in our bedroom, and our basement was flooding, and my wife grabbing our daughter Tatum and our grandkids and Isaac, and they took off. I got on the phone with USA right away, right in the middle of it. It was just awful. It was just shocking.
Let me ask you this before we go on to you, John.
Yeah.
Did you get in touch with FEMA right away? Was there any government officials that you've seen over these days since Hurricane Helene devastated your home? Has anybody been here to help you? Because this is the big question. Sean just played a clip of President Biden saying that you all are getting everything you need.
What is FEMA?
Right.
I mean, it's literally, what is FEMA? So my daughter, whose house got completely wiped out, she has no flood insurance, meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor,
so they didn't even give her the full $750.
They didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That wouldn't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
John, you're the coroner in Avery County. So you know, Sean, he would have the information. on the people in his county that have either been missing or that have either been reported dead, unfortunately, due to Hurricane Helene. Can you talk a little bit about that first?
Yes, I can. Thanks for having us, Sarah. As of yesterday, we had reported 4 confirmed deaths. Not a hard figure on missing at this point. Avery County is a weekend tourist destination. We don't know who may have showed up and is unaccounted for that didn't tell anyone. There are areas we're still looking. We have urban search and rescue and cadaver dogs and teams from Pennsylvania, New York City Police and Fire. The outpouring of individual agencies and people just coming down and helping us has been wonderful. Citizens helping citizens, neighbors helping neighbors is how we've gotten by. The initial response was very slow, and I understand that. No one could prepare for this, but on the 4th day,
you're National Guard, retired
I'm
National
retired.
Guard, so you understand what response should be.
Right.
Was it what it should be?
Well, the motto of North Carolina National Guard is give us 24 hours, we'll give you an army. I retired from the Guard as an MP First Sergeant, did 4 disaster missions, retired police chief. It was very slow. I finally contacted State Senator Warren Daniel, who has been assisting our area. We're overlapping legislative districts to get help. He finally contacted the National Guard, but he asked me, what do you need? We originally had a handful of soldiers in Banner Elk, and I said, we need more than a handful. We need military police, doctors, nurses, medics, water purification technicians, general soldiers.
What about FEMA?
FEMA and engineers and heavy equipment. What we're doing in their stead, and some finally did roll in, but we're just getting volunteers coming in with equipment and helping people. So,
but what President Biden said, is that the case?
I'm certainly not going to call the President of the United States a liar, but I've seen no evidence that it's functioning the way he's given a glowing recommendation of.
I will.
Absolutely.
Sarah, I have a question.
Okay, Sean has a question. Sean?
So I
Yes.
just want to know, what is their message to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Because, you know, I'm hearing people that have had their lives uprooted. There was no help that we saw at all for a full week. What would they like what would they want to tell Kamala Harris, who now clearly wants to politicize this? What message do they have as she goes on, you know, call her daddy, call me daddy, call whatever daddy, Stern and The View and Colbert, and she's not in North Carolina? What's their message to her?
So frustrating. And I'll go to you, David, for this question from Sean. You know, what would your message be to Vice President Kamala Harris and to the White House? What do you have to say to them? I mean, she's spent time on, you know, these shows, podcasts. You haven't seen the response. I know I've been up to Chimney Rock. I've never seen such devastation in my life. It looks like a war zone. I know people lost their life up there as well. What would your message be to her in the White House? Sean would like to know.
Where are you? Where are you? These people have lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, they've lost everything, and they need some support. They need help. And $750 is not much help.
And some people didn't even get the $750. So there's a lot of people that couldn't even apply for it because, Sean, there's no connectivity up here. We can't get connectivity in the mountains. Unless there's Starlink, you have absolutely no connectivity, and people can't. Jimmy, what is your message to the White House? Sean would like to know. You lost your home, you lost everything, and the insurance may not cover it.
Yeah, I lost my home. My home was still standing. It was a little different than the rest of my neighborhood. Our neighborhood lost 4 homes, just washed away and wiped out, but my home was on an 80-foot cliff, and it was standing. And I have a photo of it standing the next day after the storm. But there were still winds coming through and everything, and later that day, it just fell off the cliff, and I contacted FEMA, and they were easy to get a hold of. They called me back, but while I was talking to FEMA, they told me they'd have to meet me at my property.
And a lot of them didn't even make their way up to the property.
No, they haven't been able to access the property, but while I was talking to them, I was driving down the road, and the FEMA person told me before I hung up, he said, well, we're categorizing this as a mudslide.
So,
but they
Sean,
haven't even been to my property yet, and they've already categorized it to where my insurance won't give me anything.
Sean, this is important. What's happened for a lot of people is that FEMA has been categorizing before they've even seen it as mudslides, so they're not covering. They're saying the Hurricane Helene victims. It's a tragedy all the way around, Sean. We're going to be out here all week. I can tell you this. the community is what's together on this, and community helping community and neighbor helping neighbor. And everyone is frustrated with the White House and with FEMA. And for the most part, they feel abandoned. Sean?
They were abandoned, and I donated. I'm urging others to donate. SamaritansPurse.org. They have done a great job filling that void.
It has been amazing.
And please tell all of those people there that this audience, I know I speak for them. They're praying for them. They are so sorry about their loss and devastation. And Americans will step up. Americans will donate. If the government won't do it, we will. Sara Carter, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.